welcome to Tarot Tuesday. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so please bear with me for a little bit. I'm kind of moving around still. It's been so long since I've done one of these that I'm going to take a few minutes and just kind of rearrange some of the energy that's on the desk while we wait for everybody to join us. It looks like we have about, how many was there? I think I have 5 people so far on the list for tonight. I know that there will be more coming as we go through. There always is, and it's so much fun. So I'm just gonna take a few minutes and kind of clean up a little bit while we wait for everybody to get here. So I've got my things here, got goodies here. Let's see. Okay, and we're back. All right. So I've got this going on. Got some goodies here. Let me get my list out. Oops. We're still going to give this just a few more minutes if you're joining me here. I have a group, I believe I have about 5 people for tonight's readings. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're still waiting for everybody to get here, so it's going to be a few more minutes. All right, so I have 2 for tonight. 2 decks. I might pull more out. I'm not really sure yet. We'll just kind of see what happens as we go along. I'm going to go ahead and get my incense started and my candles burning. Looks like I have 3 people on and I'm getting hearts. So if you, okay, how do I see chat filters, all messages? Okay. All right, I see a bunch of hearts and things. I don't remember how to get to the chat on here, so please forgive me. Nope, I don't want the green screen. Yee. Nope, I don't want that. We're just gonna, hold on guys. Okay, no green screen. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. All right. Hello everybody. Ooh, looks like I've got a few people on here. All right. Hello everybody. My name is Amanda and I'm going to be doing, I have this live, I can't even talk straight. It's been a while since I've done a live stream, so please bear with me. I still have the little jitters from going live and hitting the button. Hi, Owen. What are we talking about? Okay, so tonight I'm going to be doing a live stream and it's called Tarot Tuesday. And typically I used to do these on Facebook inside of my group for the Wild Womb. I still do have the Wild Womb. It is no longer on Facebook. So if you go into the comment section, you have to be 18 years of age or older. But if you go into the comment section, there is a link to download a free app called Spaces in the App Store. And it'll give you a link to join my website. You have to be 18 years of age or older due to the nature of my work. And inside of that free group, every Tuesday I offer tarot readings for members of my group. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing here in a few minutes. I'm just kind of getting the candles ready. I'm going to be getting the incense ready here in just a couple of minutes. If you're not a member of the Wild Womb and you'd like for me to do a reading for you, It's $20 either through Venmo or through Cash App, and it's just under Amanda Hillsdale. You'll need to put your username in the notes so that I know that it's you. And then add it in the comment section below if you're not a member of the Wild Womb. If you are a member, these readings are free each week, every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, hi Tiffany, woohoo! All right, looks like some of my ladies are starting to show up. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting my end of things ready. So I've got, oh, I love this one. So this is a king cake incense. And I love the way this smells. It just feels so good. Makes the room smell good. Makes the energy feel just clean and crisp and clear. So I'm gonna go ahead and light these. It's gonna take me just a minute. And you'll have to forgive me. I still feel a little jittery to do a live stream. It's been so long, as I said earlier. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. I used to do them religiously every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time inside of the Wild Womb, which was my old Facebook group. Since then, I have moved off of Facebook. Mostly just personal preference. I don't like the idea of not being in complete control of my content. And so I went through and I started my own group on the back side of my website. So there should be a link in the comments. If you go ahead, are you a photographer? Because I can picture the mad happy thing. Let's not do pickup lines in the comment section, okay? I'm married. That's a little weird. Let's not do that. Not looking for that energy. Tarot Tuesday. That just like kind of brought my brain to a screeching halt. Give me just a minute. I don't like that. View message. Okay. Let's not. Okay. We're just going to go ahead and remove that person. I think it hit it, so I'm not really sure if that's right or not, but we'll see. Okay. All right. Okay, Tiffany, you were the first person to join this live, so I'm going to go ahead and start with yours first. So Tiffany, if you're still here, finally got it to work. Perfect. Yay! Welcome back. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling. Tonight we're just doing a general reading for everybody who's in the Wild Womb or who goes through the Cash App and Venmo. If you have specific questions, please feel free to book a one-to-one session on my website. I miss you, Tiffany. It has been so long. Oh my gosh. I feel like so much life has happened since the last time we spoke. And I miss you, friend. I miss you a lot. Your baby's getting so big. And I enjoy being connected to you on social media to be able to watch him grow because it's just, oh, he's so cute. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling again. One more good shuffle. All right, so So for Tiffany. Interesting. It feels like there's a big ship that's coming for you. It feels like it's an inner conflict that's coming up. And it feels like there's two sides of you that are dueling against each other, and one side has to win. There's one part of you that feels like things have been traditionally done this way, with A, B, C always being in the correct order. And then this other side of you is dueling and saying, you know, ABC didn't work as well as I thought it would. Looking back and reflecting, like, I don't like the way that that looked. I don't like the way that that felt. And there's some parts of it that feels like you're fighting with yourself a little bit inwardly on whether or not you want to continue to do things that are traditional, or you want to branch out and do things more in your own way, kind of honing in on the way that that feels. So you have the four of vessels. You have strength in reverse. You have the 5 of feathers. You have the 8 of feathers. You also have the emperor. And then you have the 7 of feathers, all in reverse. So this feels like there's a lot of inner conflict that's coming up, a lot of mindset work where it's like, you know, things traditional, like I said, I'm repeating myself, but it's all about tradition and breaking away from some parts of the traditions that don't feel as rewarding as they could be, and kind of taking a step back and saying, all right, well, like, let's use Christmas, for example. Having a family tradition around Christmas time, and when you were younger, that tradition didn't feel that great. It wasn't the best experience that you've ever had. And I'm not saying that this is true for you, but I'm saying that, using this as an example, there's a part of you where you're looking at these traditions that you've had for Christmas and they don't feel right anymore. They don't feel good. They're not fulfilling. And it's time for you to branch away from that and allow yourself to create something that is new for you, that doesn't hold the same energy that it had from when you were younger. Like, you're in control now, and you're able to kind of grow and expand and change things and pull the things in that work really well, and then just release the things that don't work very well for you. And you're on the right path, even though it doesn't feel like it in the moment. This time of year is really good for turning inward and reflecting on the things and the way that we feel. And I know it's going to sound really cliche, but sitting down with a journal. Journaling is so underrated, and it is so powerful. And the reason why I say this is, it's not just about picking up a journaling prompt and writing that single journaling prompt and thinking about it from a logical standpoint. It's really about allowing yourself to have that unconscious writing session where you just sit down with yourself and you allow yourself to write, like that book, The Artist Way. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but it's been something that I've been working on in my own life. The book is called The Artist Way, and it talks about having time set aside in the morning for yourself, because you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So you allow yourself to have a few extra minutes in the morning time, and if morning doesn't work for you, figure out something that will. Like, set aside time. I know a couple people who mornings, they're just not for them. So they actually do their morning pages at night, and that it allows them to release all of that before they get ready for bed. And it's been really beneficial for them as well. But back to my point, they sit down and they write 3 pages every single morning. And it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if you go into it and you're not going into it with, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to write about how I project my day's going to be. It's, I'm going to sit down with my thoughts. I'm going to light a candle. I'm going to have a nice scent. I'm going to set the scene for myself to have time with myself to write whatever the hell I want in my journal. And you'll be surprised at the things that come out. Some days you're going to have a ton of stuff that just pours out of you, and it's beautiful and it's messy and it's fantastic and it's all of these things, right? It's not going to be aesthetically pleasing some days. Some days it's a real mess, like ugly crying tears, but you're going to feel it. And it's going to, at the end of the day, it's going to be such a rewarding experience because you get that out of your system. You know what I mean? And so being able to sit down and do the morning pages is really beneficial. And I feel like just looking at the cards, you have a lot of feather and air energy. Most of the cards that are here right now are all in reverse. And looking at that, it's more like inner conflict and learning what's going to work really well for you and what's not going to work really well for you, and being able to discern that and then decide. And the real power is in the decision and saying, okay, this isn't going to work. So, and journaling is really ultimately a really great way of doing that. It allows you to kind of open that up, whether you're aware of it logically or in the conscious realm or not. So I hope that this reading has been helpful for you. It looks like there's a lot going on, good and different. But I'm really honored that you allowed me to read cards for you tonight. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being on this live stream, and thank you for allowing me to take time to sit with you and to pull cards for you tonight. If you have any questions or if you want to talk about anything, you know how to get a hold of me, and I'm here for it. So thank you, Tiffany. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next person. I do too. I feel like, so just a quick side note before I move on to the next person. I really miss doing these live streams every Tuesday night. And just for the emotions, and I feel like the messages that come through with them are so important. And I feel like I've done a disservice in my community because I haven't really honored that space. I haven't created time. I mean, this summer has been really busy in my home. We've lost 2 of our pets. We lost Jaxie, our old pit bull. She was 12. Oh, I'm gonna start crying. And then we also lost Chelsea, our black lab, who was like 14, like last Friday. So there's been quite a bit of abnormal death and that cycle of life for us here recently over summer. And so from a personal perspective, summer's just been really full of a lot of emotional energy. And so it's been difficult to add anything else to my plate. And creating time every Tuesday night to sit and do tarot readings has been hard just because of those reasons. But I'm looking forward to the fall season where everybody's back in school and things are kind of unwinding a little bit so that we can start doing more readings like this. So I hope that you guys will join me here, and I hope that these readings offer the messages to the people that need to hear them the most. Out of anything and everything, I hope that the messages get to be channeled through and they get to help the people that need to hear them, whether it's the person that I'm reading for or it's somebody who just happens to be to scroll across and find the video and say, hey, oh my gosh, that really kind of helped me too, you know? Yeah. All right. Thank you for understanding, Tiffany. And I'm not really sure the username, but the Dylan, I don't know if it's the person, best of all time. I can see your messages. I'm trying really hard to focus on the list that I have for tonight. No disrespect to you, and I appreciate you becoming a subscriber here on this channel. Dylan, okay, good. Thank you for clarifying. I do see the messages in the comments below. Typically when I start doing tarot readings, I try to look up here and I try not to get distracted by the comments too much. So please don't be offended if I don't respond right away to your comments. It's not because I don't care. It's if I break my train of thought with what I see when I'm reading, it gets kind of hard for me to get back into it. I have ADD and I have to really like focus on what it is that I'm doing in order for the messages to really come through. So you're here, you subscribed. I appreciate you being here with me. And yeah, let's get started on the next person, okay? Yeah, it's crazy how many people have it. 5 or 6 different projects. Like all of the, I feel like it's really a superpower. It is really a superpower. You can hyperfixate and you can focus on getting something done, or you can focus on learning something and then figure out a way to make that like part of your regular schedule, or create a habit with it and habit stack. I think that it's a conversation for a whole nother live stream talking about having ADD and ADHD. And I'd love to explore that as well, but like I'm getting off track. So let me go ahead and start shuffling again. All right, so my next person for tonight is going to be Tessa. She's a new member inside of the womb. I'm going to put my chair down just a little bit. Okay. Tessa, as I started shuffling, I'm starting to feel a lot of pain in my shoulders. Pressure. Maybe pressure is a better word to use, not pain. So I feel a lot of pressure in my shoulders, and that tells me that right now you're currently carrying responsibility for others. You're carrying the weight and the responsibility for people who they really need to take back ownership of the things that they're responsible for. And I know that it's really hard to do when it's people that we love, but there has to be a moment where you take a step back. And I know that you love them. I know that you want to do everything you possibly can for them because you have a huge heart. But you have to take a step back for a moment. Maybe it's going out into nature and grounding. Maybe it's touching grass, walking barefoot in the grass. Maybe it's touching a tree. You need to have a little bit of separation right now in life where you take a step back and take time for yourself, because it is so overwhelming in my shoulders and it is so overwhelming in my chest. Like I feel the weight of the responsibility that you're carrying for others, and it's not yours to carry. And it's heavy. And, you know, many of us are people pleasers, and finding a comfortable way of asserting healthy boundaries in relationships are really hard for a lot of us. And so if I can say anything at all, it's take some time for yourself and really decide how you want to say it. Maybe there's some coaching there, if that's something that you're comfortable with, if that's something you'd like more information about. You can find it on amandahillsdale.co. If not, that's okay too. Don't feel like I'm pressuring you for services. All I'm saying is there's a need to have a conversation about boundaries with somebody, whatever that looks and feels like. It needs to happen just for your own self. Without further ado, I'm going to finish shuffling for you, but just that's what I feel in my body, and I feel like it needed to be said tonight. So I hope that that's okay, and I hope that that is comfortable for you. And this reading really kind of is just confirmation for what I've just said that I felt. So you have the moon in reverse. I'll show you. These cards are so beautiful. I love them so much. So you have the moon card. It does take a minute to look at that one. Isn't it pretty? You have the giant owl, and it's swooping down to grab the crawdad out of the water, right? But it's in reverse. Okay. Then you have the Wheel of Fortune. I can't pull it up with my nails. Okay. I love this deck. Then you have the Father of Arrows. Okay, so you have the giant bird, that strong, dominant male energy, reverse. And the mindset. You have the Six of Roots, upright. I just want to take a minute and show you the cards because I feel like they're really beautiful, and I feel like they really tell a story. So you're sitting there and you're hopeful, you keep peeking in, trying to see if they're going to make the right decision. And they're not making the right decision yet. They're trying. It's like they keep starting and stopping and starting and stopping. And you want to step in for them and you want to help them. You want to make the decision for them. But in you making the decision for them, it's a disservice to you and to them, because by you doing that, you're not allowing them the opportunity that they need to learn the lessons from the left or the right decision that they're choosing. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing or as a scolding. I'm just saying that you need to really take time for yourself, take a step back, and allow yourself the space to let them learn the lessons that they need to learn. And that's so hard. We want to do everything for everybody, but they're not going to learn if you do it for them. Okay? Margaret's next. Margaret, I feel a pull in my belly. I feel like there's a cord that is in my belly button, like an obligatory cord that needs to be clipped. Not me to you, but you to another person. It's not responsibility. You're not being responsible for them. You're not carrying their weight. But there's a person that you're connected to currently right now that you just need to step away from them for a little bit. You need to let them figure out their life a little bit. And doing a cord cutting for them would be really helpful for you. You have Father of Roots. You have Ten of Horns. You have the Magician. You have Ten of Feathers, reverse. You have Three of Horns, upright. And then you have Six of Feathers, in reverse. So for this one, I feel like there's been so many fun things to celebrate. There's been really beautiful high peaks, and there's also been several low lows. And there's been growth. There's been so much change over summer. And it's been an honor to sit here as your friend and as someone who reads tarot for you often. It's been beautiful to be here in this space, to sit here in my chair and to watch. Not as a monitoring spirit, not watching from afar, but to be able to sit here and watch and engage and to celebrate with you the highs and to bring a bottle of wine for the lows too. It's been a really beautiful moment to spend this time with you. And through all of this, it does very strongly feel like there is a cord cutting that needs to happen, a road opening, something along the lines of being able to remove stagnant old energy out of your space, because the next couple of chapters of life for you require that you're not connected to that belly button experience. Whoever that is, I don't know who it is. I can't tell you who it is. I just know that there's a cord in your belly button and it needs to be cut for a little bit. And maybe this person will come back later, but right now it's not there, and that's okay. Having the overflow, the 10 of Cups, it's been beautiful. Looking at all of these cards, this really looks like the summer that you've had. And I don't mean that to sound like I'm speaking vaguely or in code, but I know that you know what I mean by this. And I feel like this reading is a bit more personal than most because there's been so many high points and there's also been so many low points. And some of them are appropriate to talk about, and some of them really deserve their own space offline outside of a live stream for the public to see. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to write down on this, I'm going to grab a little paper and I'm going to write down the cards that are on here. And I'm going to sit down with you with a cup of tea. And I think we should dive into this a little bit deeper, but I think that the rest of this reading should probably be held offline. And it's not that it's a bad reading. I just feel like it's deeply personal, and I feel like the live stream may not be the most appropriate place for it to say anything beyond what I've said. So let me write this down for just real quick, and then we'll talk about it in a minute. Well, we'll talk about it together. So, other roots. Okay, so thank you for allowing me to say this part publicly. And again, we will reconnect offline off of this live stream to be able to finish talking about this, because I think I need to pull a couple more cards too. All right. So this next one is going to be for Amanda. So Amanda, as I shuffle the cards, I feel it in my throat. I feel it, my throat feels restricted. I feel like my face tingles and my throat feels restricted. And whenever I feel that type of a body sensation, to me it feels like it's a witch wound. It's a fear of being seen publicly. It's a fear, it's a restriction of the voice, of not speaking your truth, and it's hiding your face from the public. So it feels like there is a project or there is a mission, there is something that you are meant to do right now, and you're not doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for the people that you're meant to help. And it's very, like, I feel choked up in my throat even just mentioning it. But there's a fear of being seen. There's a fear of visibility that's coming up. And I'm not really sure why that is. Sometimes it's, actually, I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to say that it can be so many different things. Let's see what the cards say. Father of Horns, 10 of Arrows, 9 of Horns. Okay. I want you to take 3 big breaths with me. I'm going to take 3 big breaths. First breath, in through the nose, and I want you to release it out of your mouth. And as you take the big breath, whatever that feeling, that sensation is that's coming up for you, I want you to release it with your breath. Okay? First breath, 3, 2, 1. Second breath, 3, 2, 1. And third breath, 3, 2, 1. Here's where you're restricted. I'm going to show you the cards, and then I'm going to tell you. Father of Horns, 10 of Arrows in reverse, 8 of Roots, 9 of Horns. Having these cards come up the way that they are, whew, and I feel it. I feel it even before I even say it. There's a motherhood wound. There's guilt. There's shame. There's a fear of being big, being boisterous, being bold, being out there in the world, and being so much for everybody else that when you come home at the end of the day, there's not enough to go around. There's not enough for you. There's not enough for your family. There's not enough of the good stuff that goes around. And I think that when you are out there publicly, I think that it's really important to find time to be present with yourself, to not always be attached to your phone, to be able to take time and enjoy a cup of coffee without the phone, to sit down and read a book, not watch TV, to be able to do activities that bring you pleasure and joy and make you feel good in your body and your mind and your soul and your spirit, and not be distracted and not feel like you have to constantly be plugged into life online. And there's this fear that keeps coming up. There's this wound that keeps coming up where you feel like if you were seen and if you were public, there's part of you that you're going to lose. So you keep yourself small and you keep telling yourself that you're playing to win. You're not playing to win. You're playing to not lose. That's how I'm gonna say it. It's a phrase I heard a while back from someone in the online space who does coaching. And the question was, are you playing to win or are you playing not to lose? And that was one that I wrote it in my journal and I've held on to it for so long. And I feel like it's very fitting to use here. So when you look at life and you think of what you want to be when you grow up, where is it that you're playing to not lose rather than playing to win? Whew. Why are you afraid of speaking? Why are you afraid of the world seeing you? What is it that's coming up for you that makes you feel like you're not qualified or you have the imposter spirit where you're just not good enough? What is it? I know that was a heavy reading. I can feel it in my kidneys, my life force energy. I can feel that it feels very draining in life right now with where you're at. I get it. And if I can tell you anything, it's maybe take a bubble bath. And not just like a bubble bath, but take like a spiritual cleansing bath where you sit in the tub, you light a couple candles if you want, put on some of your favorite music, find a Spotify playlist, light your candles, light your incense, and just sit in a tub full of salt and just exhale. And just enjoy how it feels to sit in the tub of salt water, warm salt water. But allow yourself to really be present in your body again. And doing slow rituals like this, slow body rituals for yourself, so that you can start to feel good in your body again, would be extremely beneficial to you. I hope this reading has been helpful. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. And I think that's it for the list. I think tonight's going to be a short list, guys. So those of you that are still here with me, thank you so much for your time and your patience and your energy. Thank you for being here and enjoying this. And I will see everyone again next week, next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be here again. If you would like to add your name to this list and have a general reading done, you can hear more about that by going to amandahillsdale.co and joining the Wild Womb. It's my free group. You must be 18 years of age or older to join. If you'd like to reach out and book a reading of your just one-to-one, you can do that as well on the same website. So thank you all so much for being here. May your bonfires burn bright and your tea a comfort. Have a good night.